Hello friends, today we are going to start new chapter number 10, India Agriculture, lecture number 1. Friends, in this chapter we are going to learn about our primary occupation, that is agriculture, and its important. Friends, as we all know that India is known as an agrarian country. Why India is known as agrarian country? Because as we all know that it is the primary occupation of our country. Most of the people of our country, their employment is dependent on agriculture. If we talk on the data, it is believed that around about 60% of the employment of our country is occupied by agriculture. Friends, if we talk, even the contribution in the GDP of the national income of our country, then also it is considered that round about more than 22% of this national income is contribution comes from agriculture. Friends, when we talk about this important primary occupation, that is agriculture, there are lots of merits and demerits. Friends, most of the people, as I told you, most of the people in our country, as their occupation is agriculture, we need to understand, we need to have a lot of information about agriculture. If we talk about the foreign exchange, it says the whatever agro products that we export in the other countries, from that export, the contribution of agro products is round about 18%. Friends, looking at this, we can say that yes, India is considered as an agrarian country, as it is the main occupation of our country. Friends, here one more thing is that though India is an agrarian country, though we are having per hectare land, we are having more per hectare land, but still the production is less than the other countries of the world. Why it is so? Because there are lots of reasons behind it. As we understand that though we are having lot of field for farming, but still lack of understanding, lack of having information about agriculture of the farmers, illiterate farmers we can say, along with it, use of old machineries, sophisticated lifestyle, no experimentation, no risk. These are some of the important things. They are not able to use the latest technologies as they are on the state of poverty. Friends, most of the farmers, they are lacking such important technologies that are coming in agriculture nowadays. Due to these reasons, the production per hectare is less than the other countries of the world. Friends, here we have understood why India is considered agrarian country and why our production is less though being an agrarian country in the world. Friends, in farming also there are different types of farming, different types of agriculture. Let us understand today. Today the topic that we are going to cover, that is about the types of farming. Let us understand about the types of farming. If we talk about types of farming, here it is said there are total 6 types of farming. First, that is subsistence farming. Second is dry farming. Third is wet farming. If we talk about the fourth one, that is shifting agriculture. or shifting farming we can say. If we talk about fifth one, that is plantation farming, and the sixth one, that is intensive farming. Friends, these are the 6 types of farming that are seen in our country: subsistence farming, dry farming, wet farming, shifting agriculture, plantation farming, and intensive farming. Let us learn in detail about each of these farming. Let us start with the first one, that is subsistence farming. If we talk about subsistence farming, it is the farming done on small farms. It is the farming done on small farms using simple and basic tools. Using simple and basic tools is called subsistence farming. Friends, here it is said the farming that is done on small farm with simple and the basic old tools that are there that are present with the farmers, that is known as subsistence farming. Here it is said the farmers doing this farming are very poor. The farmers doing this type of subsistence farming, they are comparatively very poor. So they cannot afford, so as they are poor, they cannot afford good fertilizers, quality seeds, and pesticides. As they are poor, they cannot afford good quality of fertilizers, good quality of seeds, as well as pesticides. Due to this reason, the production is also less, we can say. Here it is said, the production out of this farming is very low. The production that is achieved from this type of farming is also very low. That we can say it is such low that it is consumed mainly, it is so less that it is mainly consumed by the farmer and his family. Here in this type of farming, the farming is so less that the production is so less that only the farmer can assume for their own family. Means he do not have such kind of production that he can sell in the market, and that is why this type of farmers are very poor, and as they remain poor, they cannot afford such important fertilizers, good quality seeds and pesticides, and that's why the production also remains low. Now let us understand another farming. Friends, let us understand the second one, that is now understand the dry farming. farming done, if we talk about dry farming, the farming that is done by using the moisture accumulated within the land is known as dry farming. That is known as dry farming. Farming that is done by using the moisture that is already accumulated within the land, that is known as dry farming. Dry farming is done in the areas. This dry farming is done in the areas where rainfall is less, and irrigation facilities is inadequate. Also, the irrigation facilities are also not proper, it is inadequate. Only one crop can be taken in a year in this farming. As this is dry farming, only one crop can be taken in a year. The farmer can sow only one crop in a year, as there is less facility of water. People who practice dry farming, those who practice this dry farming grow crops like jowar, millet. They grow like jowar, millet, and pulses, which can be grown, which can be grown with less water. These are the crops which can be grown with less water. In Gujarat, wheat and gram are grown in the humid soil, after the monsoon is over. After the monsoon is over, wheat and gram are grown in the humid area. So friends, this was the information about the wet farming. Now let us understand about, this was the information about dry farming, friends. Here, the name itself suggests that it is totally dry farming, where the facility of water is very less, rainfall is less, and the irrigation facility is inadequate. Here, it depends only on the moisture that is present within the land. Now let us understand about the wet farming. Now friends, about the third one, that is wet farming. Here it is the farming that is practiced in the areas receiving heavy rainfall. the farming that is practiced in the areas receiving heavy rainfall, or also we can say, or having good and adequate facility of irrigation, or having the good and adequate facility of irrigation, that is called wet farming. That is known as wet farming. Friends, here the name itself suggests it is the wet farming. That means here this farming is done in the areas where there the rainfall is very more, as well as where the irrigation facility is proper. That is known as the wet farming. At least 2 crops. Here, if we take at least 2 crops a year can be taken in wet farming. In wet farming, at least 2 crops can be taken in a year by the farmers if they want. In case of less rain, if there is less rain, the second crop can be taken. The second crop can be taken using irrigated water. Friends, here it is said that in this type of farming, 2 crops are taken in a year. If the water facility is proper, if the rainfall is good, then yearly 2 crops are grown. If the rain is less, then the second crop can be taken by using the irrigation facilities. Crops such as sugarcane, cotton, wheat, and vegetables. Crops such as sugarcane, cotton, wheat, and vegetables, which require more water, can be grown in this farming. Crops such as sugarcane, cotton, wheat, vegetables, these are the crops that require more water. These can be grown in this farming. Now let us learn about the fourth, that is shifting agriculture. Friends, now the fourth one, shifting agriculture, or we can say shifting farming as well. If we talk about shifting agriculture, in this type of farming, first a piece of land is taken. In this type, first a piece of land, piece of forest land we can say, first a piece of forest land is cleared by cutting trees. It is cleared by cutting trees and burning trunks and branches. In this type of farming, first of all, the forest land is totally cleared by cutting the trees over there on that piece of land. All the trees are cut, and then it is the remaining trunks and the branches that are burned. After that, here it is said, after this, the crops are grown for 2 to 3 years. Crops are grown over here on this land for 2 to 3 years. Here, when the fertility of the soil reduces, the farmer, when the fertility of the soil reduces, at that time the farmer leave the land, the farmer leave that land and start farming with the same method and start farming with the same method in some other land. Once the soil fertility is reduced, now the farmer starts farming on the other end. Thus the same procedure that is started from the beginning. This type of farming is also called zoom farming. This type of farming is also called zoom farming. Then here it is said that here the per hectare production is low. Here the per hectare production also remains low. Cereals and vegetables. Cereals and vegetables are grown in this type of agriculture. Cereals and vegetables can be grown in this type of agriculture. So friends, here you can understand about the shifting agriculture. Now let us understand about plantation agriculture. Now friends, about the fifth one, that is plantation farming. Here when we talk about the plantation farming, it means farming of trees and bushes. It means the farming of trees and bushes. Then in this type of farming, a lot of capital, here a lot of capital, technological knowledge, fertilizers, technological knowledge, then good fertilizers, irrigation facility, transport facility, then managerial skills, etc. are needed for this farming. Friends, here it is said in this type of farming, a good capital, more money is needed, technological knowledge is needed, then good fertilizer is needed, irrigation facility should be there, transportation facility should be proper, managerial skills should be there in this type of farming. Here it is said, it takes a long time to grow. It takes a long time to grow plantation crops and requires lot of care. The plants require lot of care, and that is why it is very important. Rubber, tea, coffee, cocoa, rubber, tea, coffee, cocoa, spices, coconut, etc. and fruits. Also fruits like apple, mango, orange, amla, apple, mango, orange, amla, that is myrobalan amla, which is also known as myrobalan. Then kharek, also kharek, we can say the dried date. Kharek, the dried date are grown through these farming, through plantation farming. Tea, coffee, cocoa, spices, coconut and fruits like apple, mango, orange, myrobalan, kharek, etc. are grown in this type of farming. It is mainly practiced in hilly regions. It is mainly practiced in hilly regions. So friends, here was the information about plantation farming. Now let us understand about the last one, that is intensive farming. Now sixth, that is intensive farming. Let us understand about intensive farming. Farming done by using mechanized tools. Farming done by using mechanized tools, proper irrigation, chemical fertilizers, then also pesticides, etc. is known as intensive farming. It is known as intensive farming. Intentionally, this work is done to increase the productivity. Cash crops such as, here we talk about production, cash crops such as cotton, tobacco, rubber, etc. are grown more in this type of farming. Cash crops. What is the cash crop? Cash crop means such type of crop which have more demand in the market. As the production is done, immediately it is sell in the market. The crops that are in more demand, such crops are known as cash crops. Here, the cash crops such as cotton, tobacco, rubber, etc. They are grown more in this type of farming. Due to intensive farming, if we talk about here, due to intensive farming, our per hectare production, and net sown area is increased. That is increased. Then here economic return is given. More importance. Here economic return is given more importance. Hence it is also called commercial farming. As this farming is done on the basis of economic returns, and for economic purpose this farming is done, and that is why it is also known as commercial farming. So friends, here was the information about types of farming. We'll learn about the other topic in our next lecture. Thank you friends.